Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. For today's review, we're going to take a quick look at the S.H.Figuarts Suicide Squad Joker. And here is the packaging for Joker. Very nice purple and green color scheme. You can see a window in the front, photo of the figure inside on the front. Very serious face there. And on the back, optional heads, company info, and on the side just says ha 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 Joker. And on the top, pretty much the same Joker, and bottom Joker. And let's get this guy open now. And here he is. Comes with a set of instructions, all in Japanese, but pretty self-explanatory. How to change the head, hands, and weapons. And here he is in the tray. So you get one optional face, so a smiling face and a very serious, stern looking face. Set of handguns and a pair of closed fists and weapon holding hands. And they look pretty good. I mean, there's like a little tempo print of like the, what is it called? The laughing face tattoo on his hand. Not sure if you can see that, but it's pretty well painted for the size. So I'm just gonna get this guy out of the packaging, and I'll see you guys back here shortly. And here he is out of the packaging, and I guess he looks okay. He's definitely not my favorite Joker design. I think he looks a little bit over the top, but you know, as far as screen accuracy is concerned, I think he's pretty good. And here is his other head. So very stern expression there. Let's spin around to see the side of the heads. Pretty nicely painted. There's not much going on in the green. It's pretty much just, there's a little bit of highlighting, but other than that, it's pretty much just flat lime green. And you can see the print damaged written there over his forehead, which is really cool. It's really small, so the fact that I can still make out the word is pretty good. And tattoo on his top of his eye, and the teeth is pretty well painted. And swapping the head is pretty easy. Pop on, squeeze, and optional head. And let's have a look at his hands. So this hand has 2 rings on it, which is really cool. And I'm just going to pop on the weapon holding hand, and I think it should just pop off, and you just have to make sure you don't lose the bracelet, and then pop this weapon holding hand on. It is a little bit tight, but it goes on pretty nicely. And you can see the mouth tattoo there on his other hand. Pretty nicely done. And then we'll just stick the gun in, and the gun fits in quite nicely into the hand. And here is how it looks. And you do get 2 of these, so 1 for each hand, which is kind of nice. But unfortunately, there doesn't appear to be any holsters, and I've just broken him in 2. But he just pops back in. So no holsters for the guns, which is unfortunate. But you do get a pair of the weapon holding hands, pair of guns, and obviously a pair of closed fist hands. And let's just take a look at the sculpt now. So the face I've gone through already. It looks pretty good. It looks like the actor Jared Leto, so that's not bad. Very clean paint app on the body, nice silver blazer. And it is soft, so it moves out of the way, and you can just make out the tattoo on the inside of his shirt, which is a nice little touch of detail. I mean, they didn't have to do that. You can see it on this side as well. There's the ha 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 tattoo on the inside of his shirt. Not sure if you can see that on camera, but it is there. So that's a really nice touch. I mean, you can barely just see it, but Bandai still included it, which is really good. Nice creases in the jacket, nice bracelet detail there, and they're different bracelets on each side. So that's, again, good attention to detail. And then the pants, this is like a satin matte finish, and the problem with that is it shows scratches very easily. So you can see there's already scratching here on this inner thighs, and it comes out glossy, so it's a little bit distracting. But the sculpt itself is nice. They just look like normal pants, and he's got shiny black shoes. And now for articulation. With his head, he can look up that far and look down that far. And he's also got tilting from side to side, and obviously all the way around. And he's got a bit of a neck joint here, but it doesn't really move very far. Oh, it does actually. It was just a little bit stuck. So you can kind of move his neck forward and back. And with his shoulders, he's got a butterfly joint, which is interesting for a character like the Joker. And it goes back that far and forward that far, which is good. And he can lift up his arm that far and all the way around. Yeah, pretty good rolling action actually. No bicep swivels, but he does have only a single jointed elbow, and it does somewhat rotate at the elbows, but just a little bit. And with his wrist, he's got pin and hinge, so he can turn his hand out, in, rotate all the way around, and a little bit of up and down as well, because it is a ball joint in there, which is good. And coming down to his diaphragm, he's got a diaphragm joint, so he can crunch forward. Oops. Okay, you can have a look at the joint there, and I'll just pop him back, and he can crunch forward. Give me one sec. Okay, so with his diaphragm joint, he can crunch forward that far without it popping off, back that far. And the jacket does kind of restrict his backwards stretching because it wants to kind of pull the figure straight. And then coming down to his waist, it is also a big ball joint, I think. So you've got side to side movement there, rotation here, and also got some crunch here. So the actual crotch area for the pants, it's soft rubber, so you can actually move it and squeeze it out of the way. And coming down to his hips, he has the, I think he has, oh no, he doesn't. It's just a T-joint, but it's slightly on an angle, so he can kick forward. Oops, oh there you go, you can see the joint. Everything kind of just pops off, but they're pretty easy to pop back on. And as I was saying, he can kick forward that much and back that much. He can do pretty much perfect splits, so that's good. And no thigh rotation, but it rotates up at the, actually he does have thigh rotation, it is hidden inside there. So he can roll his feet or his leg like this. Single jointed knee, but it's pretty good, it's much more than 90 degrees, which is good. And no rotation there. Coming down to his ankles, he can bend his ankles down that far, up that far, and he does have a bit of ankle pivot, which is good. So it goes, it pivots that much. And he also has a toe joint, which is pretty cool. And in terms of height, he comes in at just under 15 centimeters, so that's about 5.9 inches. And now for some size comparisons. First up, here he is with S.H.Figuarts Harley Quinn. And here he is with DC Multiverse Suicide Squad Harley Quinn. And here he is with Mafex Joker. Here he is with S.H.Figuarts Injustice Joker. Here he is with S.H.Figuarts Tony Stark. And lastly, here he is with Marvel Legends Cyclops. And I nearly forgot to compare him to the most important character of all, and that is, of course, Batman. So, here he is with DC Multiverse Batman, a little bit on the big side. Here he is with Mafex Batman. Scaling is a little bit better here, but still on the big side. And here he is with Mesco Batman. And you can see it's completely out of scale. To be completely honest, I'm not a huge fan of this interpretation of the Joker. Having said that, it is pretty faithful to the on-screen appearance. The face is actually very well painted and very well sculpted. So the likeness to the actor is there. Everything else in terms of execution is very well done. For example, the bracelet on his right arm, you can actually see little tiny skulls in the sculpt. So that's actually quite impressive. Everything's executed quite well. The only letdown is, of course, the texture on the pants being matte. It's very easy to scratch and the glossiness will come through. If you're a fan of the movies, or if you're a fan of this interpretation of the Joker, this is a really good figure to pick up. And he does look really good standing side by side with the S.H.Figuarts Harley Quinn. So I might just display them together like this for a while. They actually complement each other quite well. So yeah, there you have it, and that's the review. And I'll just give you guys a quick sneak peek at the next review. So this lady just came in a couple of days ago. So I will be reviewing her next with a bit of a comparison with the S.H.Figuarts version. So stay tuned for that, and make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time for another toy review.